We have a story here at onlyinyourstate.com by Megan Shute, entitled "The Story Behind Hawaii's Most Haunted House is Beyond Terrifying." The Hawaiian Islands are famous for their incredible beaches, lush landscapes, and some pretty crazy, scary ghost stories. From haunted hotels and roads where you may encounter the paranormal, there are countless ghosts who have decided to make the islands their permanent residence in the afterlife. And while all these ghost stories are chilling, there is one haunted house, located in Kaimuki neighborhood of Honolulu, that has an absolutely terrifying history. This just might be Hawaii's most haunted house, and the story is sure to leave you with chills. This is the famous haunted Kaimuki house, located on the corner of 8th and Harding, on a foundation of 2 beds of lava rock, known to many as one of the most haunted places on the island. The house itself looks relatively normal, but the story behind it is anything but. The creature said to reside in the house is a kasha, a man-eating spirit from Japanese folklore, and the stories surrounding its haunting of the Kaimuki house, or the Kaimuki house, have been extensively documented. According to realhaunts.com, quote, "Other interpretations of this monster include a ghoul who lives around crematoriums and feeds on the dead, and a cat-like demon from the sky who steals bodies. However, all 3 versions have one thing in common: their insatiable hunger for blood and corpses." Many families and couples have lived in or vacationed at the Kaimuki house throughout the years, only to leave due to terrifying and dangerous occurrences. One tale tells of a young couple who moved into the home, and their neighbors, who, upon hearing loud bangs and crashes, suspected domestic violence and called the cops. When the police arrived, the couple claimed that they were being attacked by a force they couldn't see. Let's check out the newspaper articles here. Police called to shoo ghost from Kaimuki. Kahuna, Hawaii's own witchcraft, brewed evils again Wednesday night, dispelling old-timers' hopes that the war had stilled it. Answering a Kaimuki near riot call, a police sergeant and a patrolman found a Hawaiian boy aged 10 and his 2 sisters, aged 18 and 20, shrieking on a sofa. The mother, besides shrieking, was waving tie leaves and sprinkling Hawaiian salt to ward off ghosts. The mother said her son had detected an odor of spirits. Angry at being found out, the spirits first attacked him and then began repeated attempts to strangle his sisters, according to the mother. She added, "My husband who left me is to blame." After a 1.5-hour struggle, police and family yielded the home to Kahuna and retreated to the mother's sister's home. As they left and sleepless neighbors gave thanks, the mother turned on the sergeant. She says, "Look, you have goose pimples too." This incident was featured in a local newspaper. Doesn't say when, though. Doesn't give a date there. But it says 30 years later, doesn't give a date above it. 1942, so during the war, during World War II. Here's one from 30 years later, 1972. A police officer in a patrol car in Kaimuki got a late-night call from 3 girls sharing a house, which the neighborhood considers haunted. The girls heard strange noises of someone moving around and talking. And one of the girls said she felt a hand on her arm. They decided to spend the rest of the night in Papakolea with the mother of one of the girls and wanted policemen to follow them there. The girls got into their car. The officer got into his. But suddenly the girl driving pulled her car into a parking lot. The policeman later wrote in his report that the girl in the middle of the front seat was fighting off someone who could not be seen, but who was strangling her. The cop jumped out of his car and reached into the girl's car to help. The officer said, quote, "A big, strong, calloused hand that could not possibly belong to a teenaged girl grabbed my arm and twisted it. I radioed for assistance." The answering officer was prepared for a parking lot fight, but not for a ghost. "There's a ghost in that car," the other cop told him, and he was white as a sheet. The girls were hysterical. Quote, "I told the girl who had been choked to get into the police car and the other two to follow us to Papacalia. As soon as she got into the car, the motor died. It wouldn't start up again. He put her back into the girl's car. The other officer tried the motor, and it immediately started. The two cars drove about 5 yards, and suddenly the door of the girl's car flew open, and the girl who had been attacked fell out on the road. Again, she was tearing at her throat, as if someone was choking her. Together, the two policemen were not strong enough to pull her hands away.